Hey guys, have you ever wondered why so many pastors and leaders seem to fall from grace, walk away from the church, leave the ministry, commit adultery? Well, I believe God showed me one of the main reasons that so many leaders seem to stumble and fall. And it all started a number of years ago. I was serving in one of the biggest Pentecostal denominations in the United Kingdom. And at that time, we seemed to have a lot of leaders falling from grace and leaving the faith and leaving the ministry. And then one day, God gave me a vision that absolutely blew my mind. And in this vision, I was taken to a large battlefield. It reminded me of like a World War One, a World War Two style battle where they're on the front lines and they're charging each other, and bombs are going off, and tanks are driving, and mortars are exploding, and hand grenades are being thrown. And I looked around in this vision upon this battlefield, and it was just absolute chaos and pandemonium. And I saw pastors and I saw leaders engaged in the battle. They were fighting and warring and charging and leading, and there were bullets flying, and it was just this crazy atmosphere and scene. And then the next thing in the vision, I'm taken into what looked like a secret underground bunker. It's one of those World War II bunkers where the generals and the leaders would gather to discuss strategy, to discuss vision, to discuss how the war's going, and make battle plans for the future. And I noticed that in this underground bunker, there were many, many chairs at a very large table. And at the head of this table was Jesus, was King Jesus, the commander of the armies of the Lord. And Jesus was sitting at the head of the table. And there were a few leaders around Jesus seated as well. But I noticed that there were many, many empty chairs. And in the vision, supernaturally, I knew that the empty chairs should have been filled. But the people that should have been in the secret place, the people that should have been in this command bunker, this secret underground bunker, were actually on the surface fighting and engaged in the war. And I felt like they were missing from the table. Where they should have been in the secret place, where they should have been in the shelter of the Most High, where they should have been resting in the safety and the refuge of King Jesus, where they should have been receiving strategy and vision for the battle plans and for the battle taking place, they were missing. They were missing in action. Though they were in action, they were missing the most important part. So I really want you to get that. There's this massive battle taking place. There's all these pastors and leaders running around, engaged in the battle, engaged in the war. And then I'm supernaturally transferred in this vision to a secret underground bunker where King Jesus is at the head of the table, where they're discussing strategy and vision for the battle. And I look around and I see loads of empty chairs. I see empty chairs where leaders should have been sitting. And it was sad because I knew that these leaders were getting unnecessarily hurt. They were getting unnecessarily wounded because they were so engaged in the battle that they were missing out on the safety and the refuge that is found in the Lord. And I want to draw your attention to Psalm 91. The Lord gave me this psalm for this vision. I'm just going to bring it up here and I'm going to read it to us. Psalm 91 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Notice verse 1. He who dwells in the secret place. God showed me this secret underground bunker, a place of refuge in Him. Verse 2, "I'll say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust." There are so many leaders who are no longer taking refuge in the Lord. They're no longer making the Lord their fortress, their tower of safety. Verse 3, "Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge." If you're a leader, if you're called to ministry or leadership, or you know leaders, either friends or family or your pastor, pray for them. Pray that they would know what it means to take cover under the refuge of the Almighty. Verse 5, you shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. Verse 7, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Verse 8, only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. So there is a promise of safety, there is a promise of refuge, there is a promise of deliverance and covering when we abide in the secret place, when we take shelter in the refuge of God Almighty. And, that is, I think, one of the main reasons so many leaders stumble, so many leaders fall, is because they're so busy with the ministry, they're so busy with building the church, they're so busy with engaging in the mission of the Great Commission, that they have forgotten to abide in the secret place. They've forgotten to come away and come aside and spend time in prayer, spend time in intimacy with the Lord. And as we can get to a dangerous place when things are going well, the church is growing, the ministry is growing, the battle's getting intense, but we must not forget to abide under the shelter of the Most High. Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you.